Howdy, Jennifer. All right, thank you for submitting your work. I see you also attached this PDF. This is great. I think this is just really smart. Basically, what you're doing here is you're kind of reminding your viewer of what you're doing. And that's advanced. It is. And the reason I say that is because I mean, for somebody to come in here and just say, okay, now last week we looked at a bunch of sketches and ideas, right? So for somebody to come in here and just post their poster and expect really super relevant comments from their peers, I think that so just a little bit of a missing link there, and that is that it's really a great idea to remind your viewer of what they're looking at and the relevance of the laureate based on your writing and the connection between the bio information, the timeline, et cetera, et cetera. So fantastic job including all of that in your post. That's good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and jump over to the work. I love it. I think it's great so far. Really nice work. This is going to work out so nicely. Boy, that looks good. Good job getting those strokes consistent. That's beautiful work right there. That is really beautiful. I'm really super interested to see how this is going to transpire or transpose itself into visual continuation onto the back of the poster. So this is good stuff. Um, I don't know if you looked at Natalie's solution or one of her solutions is close in concept to yours, and I think that's just purely coincidence. Um, but at any rate, one of the comments that I had made in her critique, and one of the things I'll reinforce here, is I think it's smart to bring the type down. And you might even bring it down a little bit further in the composition. And the reason being is because you've got this test tube, right? And the test tube isn't all the way full, so there's some negative space at the top of the test tube, right? And what we can do is mimic that right here by creating this negative space, just to kind of mimic the partially full test tube by placing the type at the bottom and indicating that it's, you see what I'm saying? So just a little bit of a further visual continuation, visual exaggeration in this case, so to speak. Execution is outstanding. Um, really interested to see how this works out into the back of the poster. But anyways, just a couple of recommendations. Well, actually, just one thing that's really bugging me is the fact that you've got this underline. I'm not even convinced we need the underline unless, of course, it's going to be continued onto the back of the poster. Um, underline is for what? It's for emphasis. We don't need to emphasize this because it's the size and it's one of the only things on the page. It is number one position in hierarchy in this composition. There's no way around it, right? So unless you're using that on the back of the poster, I would get rid of it. Mother of radioactivity here is aligned with the underline. So it's right aligned with the under. Actually, you know what? I don't even think that's an alignment. Let me take this. I'm going to just use this as my straight edge. Yeah, that's not in alignment. So we got some alignment issues here. And let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so the underline, if you keep it, just don't extend it beyond this because that doesn't make any sense, right? It appears as though you extended it to use the right side of that rule to right align the subhead, but that's not an alignment. Okay, my recommendation is to get rid of the line, bring this over and align it right here. Right align it. So, and then bring it up a little bit closer. And you might even consider, once you get rid of that rule, if you do, to increase this just a little bit. Another interesting technique would be to introduce a serif typeface here to give us a little bit of typographic variety instead of using two sans serif typefaces, one in all caps and one that is basically, for a lack of a better description, almost even a decorative typeface. Those rounded, those rounded strokes are somewhat categorically decorative. So consider a sans serif, and since you've got, I'm sorry, consider a serif, and since you've got Marie set an all cap, you might even consider not using all cap in the tagline and just establishing some nice variety therein. Okay, other than that, conceptually tight, man, tight stuff. I love it. Execution's outstanding for the most part. There's a couple of hiccups here and there, and I think we're good to go. Jennifer, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much.